Hello and welcome to LRM. Today we're at Nene Overland looking at this rather special little 90. I think this Defender actually represents what a lot of people would describe as their dream vehicle. Keswick green, soft top, nice interior, a few shiny bits. It really presents really nicely. But the only issue with this Defender is really what lies beneath. It's great on top, but for the amount of mileage its owner does, it needs a little bit of updating, which is exactly what we're going to see in this video. This vehicle actually started out as an ex-military Wolf 90, and because of that it's got the legendary 300 TDI engine and 5-speed gearbox. That's absolutely fine for most daily use, but the guy who owns this goes all over the place in it. Top of Scotland, south of France, and 70 mile an hour in a soft top Land Rover with a diesel engine does wear a bit thin. So as we mentioned before, he's got a bit of a plan for this car, and we're going to have a little look into what he's going to do now.
Afternoon, I'm Andrew from Nene Overland and Revolve. Just here to catch up a little bit about this Defender Wolf that we supplied to one of our customers a couple of years ago. Started off life obviously ex-MOD as a raw left-hand drive 300 TDI MOD Wolf in its normal sort of khaki green colours. The customer had obviously been inspired by a lot of other jobs that we've done in the past, sort of with this sort of heritage kind of feel, with Keswick green and so on. And so yeah, we stripped it back completely in our body shop, took it into lots and lots of pieces to do it right, obviously, to get the sort of finish that we've got, as you can see. Finished in Keswick green, which is really popular, mixing in a little bit of Land Rover checker plate, removing all the sort of bonnet brackets and Pioneer tool brackets that you normally see on a Wolf. Different set of wider rim, heavy duty Wolf wheels, mud terrain tyres, Melvin and Moon sand canvas covers across all the seats, nice mohair hood, and he's enjoyed the vehicle to trip around the UK, particularly up into Scotland shooting in the winter time, and then down into the south of France in the summer, where he's got a lovely home down there. Loves the vehicle to bits, and been talking to me for the last 12 months or so about the idea of putting our 5.3 V8 petrol engine in it, refining it a bit more. So it's now back with us for a really big job, because we've decided in the end the easiest way to do this is to put a new Puma spec 2012 galvanised chassis on it, which gives us all the right mounting points for the engine. It gives us the brackets and the cradle at the back of the chassis to put a Puma fuel tank in it, which also gives us the opportunity to put a further tank to give him a bit more range. So it's going to be a big challenge, so it'd be great to follow this sort of story over the next 2 or 3 months. As it comes to pieces, it'll go into the body shop. Lots of challenges along the way, because we're going to have to change the rear quarter on the vehicle to put the fuel filler at the back where it would normally be on a later Defender. We're going to put some late model electric window doors on it, and a few other refinements, so watch this space.
Here we are in the 90. We've got a lovely long driveway in front of us, and we're going to see how long it takes to get to 60 miles per hour in a completely standard 300 TDI. And the speedometer is actually in kilometres, so it'll be 100 kilometres. We will see. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. I don't know if we're going to make it. That's 100. That was 60. I don't know how long that took, but it was a while. So while this 90 might not look that different when you see it next time, rest assured, under the surface it is going to be a completely different Defender. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe to stay notified, and we'll see you back at Nene Overland in the next video, when we'll reveal all the work they've done to make this a brilliant long distance cruiser. You join us back at Nene Overland to look at this lovely Land Rover, and I know what you're thinking. It doesn't look any different. But do not be fooled, there are many differences. The first difference, the 300 TDI is gone. Instead, the engine bay is filled with a 5.3 litre GM V8, mated to the standard 6-speed Puma manual gearbox. So you still get to change gears, which is nice. But obviously, big petrol engine, no turbo to wait for, lots of lovely power on demand. And shortly we're going to run this back up the driveway and see just how fast it gets to 60. Obviously packing 300 horsepower into a 90 is a great idea on paper, but in the real world you're going to want to uprate a few other things as well, which is exactly what Nene Overland have done to this. So we'll have a little look at that. One of the external differences are these military bonnet tie downs and a Puma bonnet with louvers in it. To keep up with all that extra power, the chassis has been treated to a few goodies. We've got Super Pro polyurethane bushes all round, new standard springs and Fox remote reservoir dampers. Also, the wheels have been repainted and fitted with 265/75 R16 BF Goodrich mud tyres. Very nice. Inside the axles are uprated half shafts with heavy duty dry flanges, and the brakes have been upgraded with new discs and pads all round. The exhaust is rather special. It's stainless steel from the manifolds back, and it sounds fantastic. I bet you want to hear it, don't you? This 90 is actually a military Wolf from standard. That's what it started life as. Still got the roll cage and a lot of other military touches. But obviously, if you're going to fit a GM V8, yes, you could cut the original mounts off the original chassis, go from there. But given that an underseat fuel tank is never going to have enough capacity to fuel the V8 for very long, it made more sense to go with a Puma chassis. So this has got a brand new, a Marsland galvanised chassis, and the fuel tank is now at the back, and it's even higher capacity than the standard one, so you can drive further for longer. To accommodate that larger rear fuel tank, the fuel filler had to be moved towards the back. To accommodate that, a new TDCI tub was fitted, tidying up the bodywork nicely. Also, while it was apart, the team decided to modify the canvas in-house to have zips instead of ropes for easy access. The front doors have been changed for TDCI units, which is why the roll cage had to be modified, because it no longer cleared the door cards. They now sport Optimil door handles, which add a touch of class to proceedings, and they just lift the cabin a bit, because Wolf doors are ever so basic. That's quite enough talking about this little 90 though. What we really want to know is how different it is to drive compared to a TDI. Should we go for a rip? You join me in the 90, and let me tell you, it's a bit different to a 300 TDI, as you can probably hear. The 6-speed manual box suits this engine really well, to be fair. I was a little bit sceptical, but it's a nice match and you haven't got to drive it like a lunatic. It's really quiet for a soft top, and actually actually, I think if you were cruising this at 70 mile an hour, it would be quite a civilised place to be. We did do a 0 to 60 test with the 300 TDI, but because the conditions aren't exactly ideal today and it's on mud tyres, we don't want to push our luck. But let me tell you, it's a little bit quicker. It's a great car to drive, and the sound is beautiful. What I would say is you'll be grateful for the extra range of that larger fuel tank at the back, because believe me, when you start driving this, you won't want to get out. It is phenomenal. Something about the V8 soft top combination is just so right. It is a lot of fun. So yeah, if you've got some cash burning a hole in your pocket, a Defender with an older engine, and you fancy a bit of a change, this might well be the way to go. You can give Nene a call or email them with your ideas, and they'll no doubt map something out for you. But yeah, I'm sold. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to burn off some more of that petrol.